Hello everyone, how are you? Today we are going to learn how to make a homemade segmented bread, that fluffy bread that is delicious for breakfast or an afternoon snack. And the best part, it's so good that you can even make some money selling it. Stay with me until the end of this video because there I will give you important tips to ensure your bread turns out perfect, just like the one I made. Without further ado, shall we get to the recipe? Let's go!
Delicious homemade bread, fluffy, for you to make and sell, or for you to make and enjoy with your family. Okay, let's start here. 1 cup of milk, 1 cup of warm water, just slightly warm. Okay, 8 tablespoons of sugar. Half a tablespoon of salt. I am going to add here 10 grams of dry yeast. Give this yeast a little hydration to make it easier to dissolve when you start mixing the dough. Okay? 2 eggs. It's a basic dough for a soft, tasty bread, just like the one you enjoy from the bakery but made at home. I set aside 700 grams of wheat flour for this recipe, and I'll add it gradually. I already added a good amount. There's still quite a bit of liquid there. If I need a little more flour, I'll add it and then let you know. Folks, the weather is cold and many people have trouble making bread in the cold, right? Because of the fermentation. The secret is to use warm water or milk, okay? To speed up the fermentation, okay? It can't be hot. Look, I've already added all 60 grams of wheat flour here. I think I'll add another 100 grams here. Okay, so it's still quite soft.
Put the flour here. Just arrange.
I added 150 grams more of flour. And now, as I'm mixing the last of the flour here, I'm going to add, look, 2 tablespoons of margarine. Done. I'll dissolve the margarine here, mix this dough, and then I'll start kneading, okay? Guys, now it's possible to do it. I supported my household for a long time making homemade bread, making delicious homemade bread, okay? Is it hard work? Yes, because it's manual, and like it or not, the demand for homemade products is high. So when you start making a quality homemade product, the tendency is to sell a lot. And then, as you are working manually, I'll put it here on the counter, you work well, but you manage to earn a little money each day to add to the income. That's still from the struggle, right, folks? Many times it's a struggle. We need to make a little extra money. Now, hands on. Look, it's a slightly soft dough. I'll separate a little more flour. In the video description, all the quantities will be listed correctly, okay? Here I'm showing that I'm adjusting the dough. Look. Now it's time to knead, folks. 10 to 15 minutes is enough to have good quality for our homemade bread, soft and delicious, just like from the bakery, okay? Make bread at home, either to sell or even to save some money, and you will see how wonderful it is. I'll just finish kneading here, knead this dough, and as soon as it's ready, I'll show you. Folks, after 1 hour of resting, okay, my dough has risen well. The weather is a bit cold here, so it took a little longer. Now I'm going to take it out of my bowl. I will remove all the fermentation from the dough, compact it here. Look, I will separate it into portions of 700 grams.
Okay, each little bread will have 700 grams of dough, and then I will make the segment model, which is a nice model, okay, and a model where the little bread comes out already divided and becomes a very tasty little bread. All right, this dough here, folks, I'm going to make the segmented bread, but you can make a variety of breads with it, okay? It just depends on you. You choose the style you're going to make, and you can even use this dough for homemade bread. This dough can also be used to make homemade bread, okay? The tip here, folks, is to roll out your dough. Don't use too much flour, okay, so it can close. Notice that I'm removing the excess flour. You're gonna thin out the tips here, roll it up, and then look, press the seam so it doesn't unroll. Tuck the ends in to maintain the shape of the bread, okay? And then look, I'm cutting it all here, and I'll place it neatly on a baking sheet greased with oil, okay? Okay, look, I arranged it here. I'll get my tray now and place it. It's greased with oil. I will arrange all my little breads here. All 3 little breads I will arrange here, and then I will brush them before they go for the second fermentation. Here, look, I'm brushing them. I'll take them to a warm place. I put them inside my turned off oven approximately, folks. In about 1 hour, they'll be ready, okay? Because even if it's cold, I heat a little kettle of water, put it inside to keep the environment warm, okay?
There it is, folks, my delicious little bread. My little bread is ready to bake, okay? Look, I'm going to bake it, then I'll finish with you, so don't go anywhere, okay? I'm going to add condensed milk and coconut, okay? It's a bread that's popular in bakeries, and I'm sure it will be a hit in your home. So make sure to get this full recipe, okay? Look how delicious. Oven at 200 degrees. I turn it on 10 minutes in advance. Okay. Wait for it to heat up and then put it to bake. Alright? Deixa igual que de você. Yes, approximately 25 to 30 minutes and it will be ready, and I'll show you. There you go, folks. After my bread is baked, I cover it for about 5 minutes with the dish towel to keep it warm and soften the crust. Now I'm going to cover it with condensed milk and grated coconut, but that's to taste, okay? This is a finishing touch. I really like coconut bread, and coconut bread sell a lot in bakeries, right, folks? So look at this homemade bread made at home in the home oven. Folks, it's so good that you can even make some extra income. Look at this dough, folks. This dough didn't use a roller, didn't use a mixer. It was all made manually. So follow the step by step and you'll make a bread just like this one. I'll leave at the end of this video the link to another video where I make another bread dough. It's braided, which also turns out top notch. Okay, it's worth making. Take advantage, like, share, comment, and of course, subscribe for more videos like this, and the link to the ebooks of breads, cakes, and savory items at the end of the video. See you later.